Welcome, welcome Aries. I'm Keykey, and welcome to our doorway. Let's see what's in store for you and your soulmate for November 27th to December 4th, 2018. Okay, let's get it. God, Gaia, Goddess, God, Mother, Father. What does Mr. and Miss? Okay, got an extra one there. Let's see. What's in store by action emotionally? Okay. Energetically for Mr. and Miss Aries and their soulmate. Okay. Let's see. Masculine Aries, your past life, in your past life, you had experienced what unrequited love feels like by action. Whether that means that even in your past life, masculine Aries, you had an authority figure role. Yet when it came to having a partner that you can bounce ideas and actions with and can truly relate and equate to, it was an imbalance, either through social norms, whether you were upper class and your soulmate was from a lower class, or both of you and your soulmate were upper class, yet how you reached power, if I had to equate it, were from different roads. As a present to you in this life, you're seeing how to look at unrequited love as a voyage to see what can be looked at and become a requirement. Like in your past life, if you did not have someone to relate to by action, now in this present life, you're seeing how you can find in others people that resemble the same qualities as you. So that way you do not ever come across, again in this life, unrequited love. Female Aries, your past life, you experienced being an authority figure. So that would explain the masculine had to experience what it felt like to be unrequited, to have in the present life to be requited love, to have true love in this life. Female Aries, in your past life, you had the role of authority figure. And like authority figures, sometimes it can be hard to find an equal to love. A lot of times people think that when some are successful and have power and have authority, that like a star, they cannot be touched or loved. And in this life, Miss Aries, you're seeing how you want and will have both, like your masculine counterpart. Your masculine counterpart has power in this life, has authority figure in their lives now. They're making sure to not have that imbalance of love. Female Aries, you can have love and still be of power. In this life, know that in your present in your past life, you had to experience what it feels like to be an authority figure. So in this life, when you go through those same cycles of becoming a leader, becoming popular in the crowd, being seen and recognized for your role in your life, does not mean that you would have to have a lesser love. You can have just the same amount of power like you have love. Soulmate. By watching this, you see how the masculine and feminine had to understand what it meant to have love in their lives the same way they will have love in their careers, the same way they will have love in their family, the same way they want to have love in their friendship, the same way they want to have love in themselves. Soulmate. In your past life, you experienced persecution and inquisition. Inquiring minds, when they wanted to know you rather than ask you, they persecuted you for things that they did not know about you. And a lot of times that accumulates into gossip, which can accumulate into people thinking what is gossip is actually real, when not going to the person or to the source in which the inquiring minds wanted to know, would have got a different picture. Soulmate. As a present, for your present life, you already experienced what it means to be persecuted for who you are, and how does it feel to be misjudged or shunned. So in this life, you know how to recognize the elements in how to walk through that with grace. So when you know how for me, I can only relate this now. If I love to do something, like anyone, that's when you shine, because that's something you love to do. Yet people that want to have that same victory may, rather than say, oh my God, you did well, they might persecute you and joke on how well you did, or what kind of attention you might get from shining your light. Forgive that. Because if you looked behind that veil, you would see, like you, they're a star too, and they didn't know how to shine like you. And rather than recognize your light, sometimes in your past you were shunned for that. In this life, that won't be the case. Who you are will be the very things that will make you recognize, so you won't have to experience unrequited love. So you won't have to feel like if you do become an authority figure, will you not receive that same endowment? You will. You will see the equal amount. Let's see, how it's affecting you in your present, emotionally and energetically. Masculine. You're stepping into this week the Knight of Air. Now that you know how you want to set requirements or what is going to be recommended to have your love, you will know how to communicate that in an intelligent manner. The words that you say will ring true to people that hear it, that you're very decisive on why you have requirements. For example, for me to not have unrequited love in my life, I'm not accepting this text from a person I love. Only if that's in relations to business, or we all have working lives and daily activities, I can understand the text to say, hey, how you doing, or hello. But if we're looking to converse in an intimate level or this talk, I would prefer the person to call me. Now, again, everyone has a different schedule. So that will require that person to tell me at some point when are they available to call me. Then I would have to look at my schedule to say, I think that matches where I'm at. So yes, I could accept a call from this time to this time. If it is past this time, I cannot accept a call. If the person calls past this time, then they should expect a voicemail or nothing at all. If they reply the next day and ask, why did I not pick up the phone? I would simply go back to my Knight of Air and remind them, again, we both set a schedule on how we can communicate through the phone. If it's past that time, then I'm expecting that you are busy and I'm busy myself. I have a family as well. And I want to set healthy boundaries. This will make people around you see you as very idealistic, masculine Aries. They see that your tireless approach to having a reacquainted, a reacquaintance of love is where you're heading towards. You no longer are searching for unrequited relationships. You're in element of having required and reacquainted types of relationships in your life. So, events that occur with great speed will come, Aries. Take time to carefully review your options. Review your options. Review how you communicate in that scope. When you think of what it would mean to have a reacquaintance of love, what does that mean? How would you communicate that? How would you like it to play out? Use creative solutions in that role play. Female Aries. Now that you understand that you can be an authority figure and receive love also in your life, just as equal, you're awakening to that concept, or you're awakening to your own way of what does it mean to be an authority figure. Must that mean sacrifice? Must that mean submitting your time and energy when you don't feel connected to it? Now you're starting to see, no, to be authority figure, that means I'm anchored in what makes me authority. I'm admired by my way of what I see and how I play through my actions, using my identity. I'm still an Aries. I'm in my first house. My ego is still there. This is why my ego showed me where it can take me as an authority figure. And I'm noticing that my self-worth, my true value, which is in the second house of Taurus, has been there with me all along, whether it be for 12 days, 12 years, 12 months. It's been there showing me every step of the way that I've always had my ego. I've always had my identity. I always had my self-value and my soul intact to communicate that. So, Miss Aries, you're looking at things from a different perspective. You're seeing how a temporary standstill is needed. Before a ram could take charge in any area, they're first looking at their environment. They're looking at what they want to strike. They're seeing when they strike, how would it truly set in action a domino effect. So, it's important to be yourself, Miss Aries. It's important to be yourself. Soulmate, what you're experiencing emotionally and energetically this week, by realizing that your present is showing you that you won't, if you ever feel persecuted, you understand from your past lives it's because you are a star. And like any star, when we shine bright as a human being, sometimes, like they say, if you can't take the heat, get out the kitchen. Sometimes that relates in our waking lives. And it's okay that when you shine bright, that some people will get out the kitchen. Some people will walk out of your atmosphere. And you're realizing it's not, if it is towards not relating, it's okay. Because they're going to have their time to shine. They're going to have their light. They're going to have their beliefs shown and admired as well. And then they will understand why you had to either steadfast, but we'll see. Just like your masculine counterpart and your feminine counterpart in awakening, how they communicate and how they feel in which they communicate. Soulmate, you're becoming the knight of your emotions and your intuitions, because our emotions, just like the waters, is connected to the moon. The moon is connected to the way our cycles flow in life, how things move and why things do come up to shore. You're seeing that your emotions are very strong and very intuitive. It guides you on how to lead your life and how the actions you take is seen through others as romantic. And romantic, a lot of times we think is all gooey and mushy, which it is. But romance or romance novels or romantic books were really action. It's all about action. If you think about oh my God, Tomb Raider, that's action, yet it had romance in it. When you think of James Bond, that's action, yes, but it had romance as a core. You're seeing, soulmate, that you are enthusiastic. You are a light. And like any light, it shines bright. And you're starting to contemplate on how your light does affect others, even yourself. And you're seeing how to cultivate that. So you're falling in love with yourself again. You're falling in love with what makes you a light, soulmate. And if you're thinking about wedding, you're seeing how you as an individual is so much enough to be a husband, to be a wife for someone. And in order for you to stand in your truth on that, you're going to be tapping into your emotions. What does it require to be in love with someone? What does it require to be in love with yourself? When you're in love, what do? You start to dress different. Not different, but you really dress the way you really feel. That might come off as different, right? You might do things that people never seen you do, but you know you want to do. Soulmate, this is the time that you're exploring that. And the need to balance your emotions is necessary. A knight is all about loyalty and dedication. How you are loyal and dedicated to the love of who you are will reflect on how you're going to receive that love from others. So it's like the more you give to yourself, soulmate, that love, the more the love is going to come back to you emotionally. People are going to call you when you least expect it, because they're going to feel that you're loving yourself, soulmate. So you might get invited to a social event Again, when you start to love yourself and you start to be happy, and however you do that, in whatever way, that's when people want to call. That's when people want to invite you to social gatherings, because it's something about our energy that's changing, and that's what's happening for you, soulmate. When your energy is changing, when you're starting to fall in love with yourself, social events is going to connect you where you can practice your emotions and your intuitions. Who knows? That will connect you to your love. That might just connect you to your soul connecting to another soul. Soulmate. What masculine, feminine, Aries, soulmate, which your past also wants you to know as a present to you for your present life. Finance. The steps that y'all are all taking, masculine, feminine, and soulmates, when you are communicating what inquires and what reacquaints love in your life, when it comes to yourself, masculine Aries, the finances will come to you. Female Aries, when you are awakening how you want to balance your identity, your core values, your self-worth to your role as a leader, and you see the trinity in balance in that, finances will be approaching you. Soulmate, when you connect to who you are, when you love that you are a light for yourself and that you're a light for others as well, when you are demonstrating that through your emotions and your intuitions, whether that be through dreams, whether it be through music, whether that be through baths, whether that be connecting through the waters, going through to the beach, to the pier, if you are near a river, you will start to realize that the more you're in tune with yourself and the more that you love yourself in your way, soulmate, your finances will come to you. So we meet again. I love you. I love you. I love you. Masculine, feminine Aries, soulmate. We will see you on the other side.